Hi everybody and welcome. I'm Tami from Nutmeg Notebook. Today we're going to talk about how to boost your weight loss on a whole food plant-based lifestyle. So maybe you're getting a little sloppy with your diet and you've gained a few pounds, the pants are getting a little tight, or you're just embarking on your whole food plant-based lifestyle and you've gained a few pounds instead of losing them. So I'm here to help you. So I've lost almost 50 pounds and I have kept it off since 2015 on a whole food plant-based lifestyle. And so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. So let's get started. The very first thing I would say is congratulations for choosing a whole food plant-based lifestyle. It is one of the healthiest ways that we can choose to eat. It's good for your body, your health, your weight. It's good for the environment, and it's friendly to the animals. So it's just a really good choice all around. And we're happy to have you in our plant-based community. So I also have a blog called Nutmeg Notebook where I share recipes and lots of YouTube videos where I share lifestyle tips and recipes and teach you how to work smarter, not harder in the kitchen. So the very first thing that I would suggest is start increasing your non-starchy vegetables. So the non-starchy vegetables are only 100 calories per pound. They are absolutely delicious and filling. You can eat them raw or cooked. It doesn't really matter. Do what tastes best to you. And, you know, if you need to put a little bit of sauce on the veggies to get them down, that's okay too. So you can have them raw or steamed or air fried, whatever makes them more palatable for you. And start each meal with some vegetables or non-starchy vegetables or some broth-based vegetable soup, because that will start filling up your tummy and it will help you get full faster. If you start off with the higher calorie density foods first, then you will eat more of them because your stomach, which is about the size of a quart jar, will be empty and you will keep eating those trying to get that feeling that you're full. So if we start with the non-starchy vegetables first, then they start to fill that space up and there's less room for the higher calorie density foods. And you can also do what's called the 50-50 plate, which is when you put the food on your plate, have half of it be non-starchy vegetables. Now that could be sauteed, it could be raw, it could be steamed. And when I say sauteed, that's oil-free. We just use a little bit of broth or water to saute those. And then the other half of your plate can be starchy foods like beans and grains and lentils, things of that nature. And of course you can, embellish those with lots of dried and fresh herbs and garlic and onion and all kinds of delicious things. You can make different types of sauces. There's vegan cheese sauces and Alfredo and marinara and all kinds of wonderful sauces that you can add. You can use vinegars. You can use flavored vinegars to make those even tastier. And then when you sit down to eat, start eating those non-starchy vegetables first before you go after the starch. So case in point, a few years ago when we bought our first air fryer, I started making air-fried, oil-free, air-fried French fries for my husband and I every night. And we were loving them. We were eating them every night. They were absolutely delicious. Well, in about a month, we had gained 5 pounds. And it was like, oh my goodness, how did that happen? And I talked to my friend Chef AJ about it. And she said, well, how many potatoes are you air frying? And I said, I'm making a whole great big tray in my Breville Smart Oven Air. And she was like, well, that's the problem. You only make the same amount of French fries using the same amount of potato that you would eat if you were sitting down and having a potato with your meal. Well, what happened is, the air fried French fries tasted so great, we would eat all of them first before we ate the salad or the vegetables that were on our plate, or even the veggie burger that was on our plate. And so we were eating a ton of the starch, which was the highest calorie density of the foods that we had on our plate. And then we didn't have enough room for the vegetables. So we reversed that and started eating all of the non-starchy vegetables first, and guess what? We had less room for the potatoes. Also, I was only making us 1 potato's worth of French fries each, and we were completely happy and satisfied. So that's just working smarter, not harder, on how we're eating in order to either lose weight or to maintain our weight. And so give that a try as well. And I think you'll see that makes a really big difference. So, and then have fruit as your dessert if you're making a lot of baked goods, and even like the banana nice cream. It's very easy to, make a lot of banana nice cream in the Vitamix and eat it all. Now, would you sit down and eat 2 or 3 bananas at one time? Probably not. But when you freeze them and add a little bit of vanilla and maybe some cacao powder to it and whirl it up in the blender, it's very easy to consume, 2, 3, or 4 bananas all in one sitting. And so be mindful of that as well. And maybe just instead of having those treats, have a bowl of delicious watermelon, which is very low calorie density, or a bowl of berries. You're going to be then getting all of the delicious sweetness from the fruit, and you will also be getting a lot of water and fiber. It will fill up your stomach, and there is a point that you have to stop eating that because your brain will just say, we're full. It's full of fiber, it's full of water, and we don't have room for any more. So it's more limiting than baked goods or sweet things. So give those tips a try and see if that makes a difference for you. And you know what? You can have vegetables any time of day. So you can have those at breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and try having those non-starchy vegetables also for a snack. If you need a little something between lunch and dinner, if that's a long span for you, then, have maybe a 1/4 cup or a 1/3 cup of hummus, and then some vegetables to dip in that, and see if that helps you make it until dinner. It's a low calorie density way to do that. And speaking of low calorie density, check out my calorie density video and sequencing using calorie density. And it explains to you all about the concept of calorie density and how once you know about that, it can be much easier to make healthy, wise decisions on what you're eating, whether you're trying to lose weight, get healthier, or maintain your weight loss. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so you won't miss future videos. Check out my recipes on my blog at nutmegnotebook.com. I'm Tami, and I help you get healthy and stay healthy, one meal at a time. See you next time.